Is it time for recess yet? I'm so glad you found time to join us here on the Childcare Director's Chair, where Erica Sacoccio shares her best practices that she's refined through her passion of directing childcare centers over the last 23 years. From parenting interaction, systems to save you time, money, and stress, to profitability. She shares it all from the Childcare Director's Chair.
Hey guys, welcome back. I am so happy you are here today. I do want to do a big shout out to my listeners in California. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you, which is so super cool because I'm on the other side of the country. I would love to come out to one of your centers and check out what early childhood education looks like in the sunny state of California. Anyway, so yesterday I talked about childcare tuition and making sure that you're priced accordingly so that you are competitive, but also sustainable for your business. And one of those steps that we talked about was conducting market research. And it occurred to me that, maybe somebody doesn't know how to do that. What does that mean? What are the components? So I thought we would just dive into it. Today won't be a super long episode, but I just thought we would talk a little bit about things you need to consider when we're talking about market research, because we all know that the childcare industry is highly competitive, and it's really important for providers to conduct market research to determine competitive pricing, because if not, you're just like kind of shooting darts out in the air, blindfolded. So to understand the local market and analyzing your competitors' offerings, childcare providers can identify their unique selling points and set their tuition rates effectively. So in today's episode, we're going to dive into the significance of conducting a market research and provide you with some strategies for gathering valuable insights. And here's a great example. Before you buy a house, they run you a market comp. Wouldn't that be so cool if you could just pull something up and say, what are the comps for childcare in my area, right? That would be great. I don't know that there is anything quite like that. If there is, or if somebody's really a brainiac and is able to do something like that, that would be a valuable resource. But until then, we are kind of doing our own. There is some research out there, but again, it's very niched down to certain areas, certain states that invested the money into doing that research. So if you're one of those states and you have access to that, I would certainly figure out what the market rate is. I know that the state subsidy programs in many states will do a market rate survey every few years, so you might be able to talk with someone at the state level. But until then, let's talk about it. So the first step to conducting market research is you need to analyze the local market. This involves understanding the demographics in your area, and that would include the number of families with young children and their average income levels. By gathering this information, childcare providers can gain a better understanding of the demand for their services and the price ranges that parents are willing and can afford to pay. And in Rhode Island, we have the Rhode Island Kids Count book, which gives us all the stats on children and their ages and what cities they live in and their economic backgrounds and all of the bolts, nuts, and details of the demo. So if you have something like that in your state, I would say get access to it. Next, it's essential to study your competitors' offerings. And this involves researching other childcare providers in the area and understanding the services they provide, their pricing structure, and their unique features and benefits that they offer. By analyzing your competitors, childcare providers can identify any gaps in the market and determine how you can differentiate yourself. So maybe you are the only program in town that serves all organic lunches, or maybe the only game in town that provides free diapers and wipes for your families, right? Get creative and think about, what can you do that might be a little bit different? And, something that we're going to talk about a lot probably in the next few weeks is how do you compete with free? Because now we have universal pre-K coming into many areas in both the school setting and the private sector. So how are you competing with free? So I think that might even be a great episode for tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow. I think I'm going to make that later today so that we have that. But yeah, how are you competing with free? You have to really get creative, a little more creative than we used to. Identifying your unique selling points is another crucial step in your market research. Childcare providers need to understand what sets them apart from their competitors and why parents should choose their services over others. And it could be anything from specialized educational programs to convenient location or flexible hours. By identifying your unique selling points, childcare providers can effectively communicate the value that they offer to parents. And think about yourself as a consumer. When you go to purchase a vehicle, you may look at like what warranty it has, what size motor, why is that a benefit? Here in New England, if you have a car that has all-wheel drive, certainly is beneficial, which is why I have a Jeep, because we get a lot of snow. So taking a look and see, just as any consumer would, what are the things that would make you purchase from that place? So you want to do the same for your child care center and be able to have 8 or 9 things that you can instantly rattle right off. Here are the 8 things that make us special, unique, different, and why you want to send your child here. And if you don't know that, your competitors do, you're done. So make sure that you understand what exactly makes you special. And it can't be like, well, we take state subsidy. Almost every program now takes state subsidy. So you got to do something that's a little bit above what everybody else is doing. Finally, you got to gather valuable insights that are essential for setting tuition rates effectively. This could involve collecting data from various sources, such as surveys, focus groups, and interviews with parents. By understanding the parents' preferences, their needs, and expectations, childcare providers can determine the optimal pricing strategy that aligns with the perceived value of your services. And perceived value is a real thing, guys. So please don't think it isn't, because that's why many people buy brands. It's just that perceived value of it is better than, even if the actual product could be identical other than the label to something that you get much less. So what is the perceived value of your company, of your school? And that would be a great place to invest some of your time, money, resources, making sure that that is as polished as possible. So in conclusion, conducting market research is vital for childcare providers to determine competitive pricing. By analyzing your local market, understanding your competitors' offerings, and identifying unique selling points, caregivers can gather valuable insight to set their tuition rates effectively. This episode, I hope, has helped you with some tips on how to conduct market research, even if you just start with something as simple as a survey, as simple as calling the state to see what they have determined the market rate is, as simple as getting your hands on a demographic, make sure it is, 2023, the demographics of families in your area, and getting all that valuable information. So I hope that that is helpful, but these are things that we need to do to make sure that we are priced correctly and that you are a business for the long haul. So thank you for tuning in to the Child Care Director's Chair. I'm your host, Erica Scocio, and I value your time every time that you tune in. So thank you very, very much for your support of our channel. Have a wonderful day.
Well, all the cute little kiddos have been picked up and it's time to go home. And that'll do it for another episode of the Child Care Director's Chair. Please leave a review so Erica knows the information is helping you to manage and improve your childcare centers. Remember to subscribe to get the latest episode from Erica's Child Care Director's Chair.